Hey everyone, and welcome to Broke to Woke. I'm your host, Ann Marlin, and like you, I am along for the ride with Jamie Langvine, a financial advisor with a passion for helping people of all walks of life to achieve financial goals. Now, before we dive in, I want to be upfront. I am a proud ally of the LGBTQ+ community, and I'm really excited to introduce you to Jamie. Jamie's life experiences mean that her door is wide open to everyone, and she's very much aware of the fear and the anxiety that people can feel, especially when it comes to money. However, Jamie says it best. She doesn't get emotional about your money. She does get passionate about helping others to achieve lifelong goals and dreams, especially when it comes to money. Now, in today's episode, we're talking about the holidays, expectations that we might put on ourselves to go shopping at this time of year, and the type of value that can come along when you have some more mindfulness in your holiday spending habits. Jamie's going to give some great ways to think about giving this year and a tip for planning next year. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Broke to Woke. Today, we're moving into the holidays, and Jamie's got some fantastic tips to help us as we plan to buy our gifts, get some new stuff for everybody that we care for. So Jamie, tell us, what are things we should think about from a financial perspective?
You know, the holiday season from a financial perspective is so overwhelming for so many people. Now, there are some companies that help set employees up for success and essentially create a side account for employees where part of their pay throughout the year actually goes into these side accounts. And that is brilliant. Now, there are very few employers that offer that as something in their benefits package. However, we as individuals can easily do that. But
I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about strategies for this year, being that it's coming up soon that we didn't put those pieces in place. But we're also going to talk a little bit about what can we do in subsequent years to maybe help this be less stressful time of year. Because on top of the holidays with gift giving, there's additional travel, there's additional meals, cooking for more people than our household. There is additional events. You know, we may have to get dressed up for some holiday gathering. So there's all these things in this short time. So we're going to just chat a little bit about ways to keep yourself comfortable.
So when you say that we're going to talk about ways to keep myself comfortable, are you about to tell me that I can't go Christmas shopping this year?
No. I'm not going to say that. So many people's love language is gift giving. And whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you and your family celebrate, we are in a society that does revolve around gift giving. I mean, if you go to your local big box store, everything's screaming holiday. And so to say, no, don't buy gifts for people, that's very hard to do. But it is about being smart about what we're doing, not going overboard, not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I know that's a cliche, saying, but it really is. Your life is different than the person down the street. And as a parent, I know that is also really hard because when my 9-year-old is asking for an Apple Watch, that's a big investment outside the fact that my 9-year-old's not responsible.
And asking for an Apple Watch.
Exactly. But it really is about making sure that what we are giving is meaningful, that it's not something that's going to be opened and never touched, and that we're not putting ourselves in a position that come December 26th or January 1st, we have a huge bill that we're not able to pay.
So you're saying this, and that is probably, for me growing up, that was something that I remember the stress for my parents between January and tax time. Like they were waiting for return to pay for Christmas gifts. I bet you've heard this before.
Oh, absolutely. So many times it's, oh, well, I'll get my last year's bonus in February and I'll be fine. Or I'll get my tax return in March and I'll be fine. And what it comes down to is either save for those things throughout the year leading up to it, or spend within your current means. Even if that means there's not as large of or as many gifts, it's about the memories made, not about the stuff that's there.
Well, and I think you've got a great point about being mindful about what stuff you give. Like, I'm sure today the Apple Watch is the big thing to your 9-year-old, but I bet there's more memorable things you want her to receive.
Absolutely. And as a parent, for me, it's not about the stuff because they open it, they look at it once, and it's really more about opening it. So what we want to do is create the memories, have experiences together, spend quality time together. Quality time doesn't have to cost a dime. It's about just being together. And so even though we're hearing all this noise, all these advertisements, all this what's the next bright shiny object, it doesn't have to be about the stuff.
And actually, speaking of quality time, you're going to be at the Science Center in December, and it's a movie night, if I remember right? So that's a great example.
Exactly. And there are so many events like that. I will be at the Capital City Pride screening of a movie. I would love to tell you what movie, but off the top of my head, I do not know what it is. But that'll be December 14th. What a great opportunity to come and be with families and watch a holiday movie. And this time of year, there's so many of those happening. And that's what it comes down to, is creating the warmth with the ones you love. And if gift giving is your language, just be intentional about it, not just doing it for the sake of doing it. Now, like I said at the beginning, we are coming up on holiday season now, so we can't prepare ahead of time. However, we can for next year. And so briefly, I want to chat about that strategy of putting money aside every pay period or every month so that come November, December of 2025, then that money is already set aside for this purpose. So you don't have to feel that stress of, oh my gosh, where is this extra money going to come from that I don't have set aside right now?
Okay, so what you're going to help us do is you're not going to say change everything this year, but start thinking about what we can do going into next year and into the next holiday.
Exactly. And be smart this year. Don't put yourself in a position where you're dreading that first credit card statement at the first of the year. And at the first of the year, let's set it up so that there is an account that is just for gift giving. And you put a set amount in it, you know what it is, and you know how much you have for the next holiday season.
That sounds like a good plan. And you're very good at helping me to set up these accounts. But they're different pockets and ways of planning. This is an example of a short-term goal. And that's one of the things that you help is in order for me to reach these long-term goals, these are strategies to do short-term, actually see a reward for it, and then move forward into my longer-term goals.
Exactly. And to not get distracted from those long-term goals because of the short-term. We all like some bit of instant gratification. And so putting these strategies in place allows us to not be in a position where those long-term goals are derailed.
Well, Jamie, thank you so much for helping me for my short term, my long term, and to think more about my family. And right here, this is the perfect time of year for me to think about some of the memories I want to make over just giving the stuff. So thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Anne, and happy holidays to everyone listening.
Jamie will be the sponsor for Capital City Pride Holiday Movie Night at the Science Center, airing The Polar Express. The movie will be on Saturday, December 14th. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Movie starts at 6 p.m. at the Science Center of Iowa. RSVP by December 11th, and we would love to see you there. This podcast is intended for general public use. Jamie is a registered representative and financial advisor of Park Avenue Securities LLC, PAS. Securities products and advisory services offered through PAS, member FINRA SIPC. Financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian. New York, New York. PAS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. Financial Architects, Inc. is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian. 7008414.7 expires 10/26.